I'm taking my message from the second Samuel chapter 3. Second Samuel chapter 3. Then when verse 1, only verse 1, because of time I don't want to read that, I just only the verse 1. Now there was a long war between the house of the Saul and the house of David. But David grew stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul grew weaker and weaker. Let me read again. Now there was a long war between the house of Saul and the house of David. But David grew stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul grew weaker and weaker. Amen, somebody. I want to talk about something that we experience it, but we never admit that this is real. We never accept that this is real. We thought it's normal. But today I want to talk about it for you to understand God very well. We are talking, today's my message. This is a topic. The battle between destiny. Let's say it together. The battle between destiny. The war between destiny. You know, everybody have his own destiny. Everybody have his own glory. But there is battle between them. That's why we decide, whoa, which destiny and glory will shine. Which one will vanish. Which one will disappear. Today, I will go straight to the Bible because of our time. Let me just mention something about David and Saul to understand the meaning when I say battle between the destiny. Saul was anointed by God, by a prophet of God, to be a king. Then also David was anointed by the same prophet to be a king. There's something happened between them. Immediately Saul, Samuel received message that Saul is going to be a king over Israel. Then Samuel cannot fight God because of the message from God. But inside the mind of God, God has no plan for Israel concerning king to be a king. But because Israelites are asking God that they need a king like other country, other city, other nation was have a king. We want to govern by a king. We don't want to be ruled by ordinary prophet anymore. Then God told them, I will satisfy you. I will please you. Okay, fine. Samuel, there is a man coming on your way. I will direct him that you will meet him and make him a king. Then Samuel obeyed God. And Samuel told God, since you want to please the people, then let's follow the same rules. Then he make a Saul a king. Then Saul became a king. And because of the destiny of his Saul, his destiny was not really made to be a permanent king. He has a temporary destiny. When I say temporary, I mean something that will not last. Then what make the same Samuel that make a Saul a king, the same Samuel, the same prophet, tear his kingdom to pieces, not God. Let me come again to understand the message. The same Samuel that anointed Saul as a king, the same prophet, tear the kingdom and finish the kingdom with his kingdom with his own power as a prophet. Then God told the same Samuel, since the destiny of his Saul is a short-time destiny, a temporary destiny. That is why God obeyed the authority of a prophet and enlisted the voice of a prophet. God did not utter it from the mouth of God that his kingdom is finished, it's tear to pieces. It was Samuel that did the job. Then because God has no plan for that destiny to continue, God could not fight Samuel. Why? And the reason, you tear his kingdom to pieces. Why? I did not say that, but because he knew in the first place that this destiny was a temporary battle between destiny. Then when David was anointed to be a king at a young age, the firstborn of a Saul took more than many years from David. His son, the firstborn of his son, took more than 7-8 years from David. And immediately they anointed David the king. Then he has a very strong destiny. And his destiny is not temporary. Then when he became a king, he misbehaved first time. He misbehaved second time. He misbehaved third time. And God told Samuel, leave my son alone. Don't go to this man and say it's over for him, because his destiny strong from earth to the throne of heaven. Just so you better wrong agbalagba. Ó sọ fún pé àyànmọ́ rẹ̀ kádà láti ilẹ̀ ló ti dí òkè pẹ̀lú agbára lórí ìtẹ́ tí ò ṣe bíwó tí ò ṣe yí padà. Then when David began to make a mistake, misbehave, God overlooked it and said he did not see anything. Then from the mistake of David, God be the best king, the best ever king in the world out of the same mistake. So you be turn on agbalagba. Nínú àṣìṣe rẹ̀ àti wá rẹ̀ ìwà tó ń wú tí ò dá ìwà ṣàṣìwà wù. Inú ẹ̀ lọ́lọ́run ti mú ọba tí yóò ní ọrọ̀, tí yóò ní agbára láàrin ọba, níwájú, lẹ́yìn ikú rẹ̀, ṣáájú ikú rẹ̀, kò sẹ́yìn tó tutù, ó dẹ̀ mú jáde nínú Dáfídì. That's what I said last. The battle between destiny. Then Saul was alive when they called David to come and become a king. He became a king in Hebron, and Saul was still alive. And Saul heard the news that this kingdom has divided to two. According to the prophecy of Samuel, that we divided your kingdom to two. That David is now a king in Hebron, then you only have kingdom. Then Saul is telling God, how can this destiny stronger than me? As long David began to rule as a king, then the remaining kingdom we saw begin to diminish, begin to weak and weaker every day until the thing finished. Then there's no way to record anything about Saul anymore, destiny. And I've told you the story now. Let me go back to the reality of life now. We children of God, we child of God, we call ourselves a child of God. I'm a church member. I believe God, I serve God. But there are things wrong with you that you never knew in the first place. When something wrong with your life, from where you came from your family background, then that is why your destiny is very weak. And if your family battle is too much for you, your destiny is going to be weak and weaker than anything. Tí ogun délé bá ti pọ̀jù lórí àyànmọ́ àmà rẹ̀ yóò sì máa sùn. Then you won't be able to rise up to fight, because the battle between the destiny in that family, between the parts of that family and the destiny is too much for the destiny to survive. Am I talking now? Am I talking? Then what happened to Saul? The Saul family background has an issue. From the day one of their family, according to the history and the origin of their family, they made them to be a slave leader. Olórí ẹrú náà máa ń ṣe nílé wọn. Tábà ti kéré jọ, àwọn náà máa ń ṣe lórí ẹrú tá máa dà ẹ̀mọ̀. Tábà lórí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá náà lórí ẹrú láti jọ máa ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Tábà ti kéré jọ síbi kan, all the slave in some particular area. Ó lẹ́nu kan tán máa yàn tí yóò máa ṣe àkóso àwọn ẹrú yẹn. Whenever they want to eat, he will supply food for them. Then he can't do anything without the permission from the king. So ọ̀dà láti máa gbàṣẹ. Ẹrú mélòó ni ká tú ní ká yàn wá lọ́la tán máa tó fẹ́ tà. They will be telling. So that destiny will not go beyond the level of that area. That is why your destiny cannot go far beyond the level of your family background. When you try to make it past that level of your family, then that day your destiny will be stronger than the battle of your family. But when you are able to do that, your destiny will remain under the same particular level where they stop. Ní àyànmọ́ tí ìdílé yín tí ìpínlẹ̀ bẹ̀ tó ṣàkóso ìbẹ̀rẹ̀pẹ̀pẹ̀ tí ò bá tẹ́kọ̀ bá ti ní ìkórìtà tó máa ń dé tí àyànmọ́ ti ń dúró kò ní kọjá àbẹ̀ tó fi dúró ló má ta bó ṣe lè ṣe wàhálà tó. Bọ̀ ọjọ́ tó bá ti bíríkì rẹ́kọ̀dù tó kọjá lẹ́fù tí ìran rẹ ti ń bọ̀ nínú ìpínlẹ̀ wọn, ọjọ́ náà nìran tó bá tẹ̀lé yóò máa kọjá rẹ̀. Am I talking now? Then I said it before. Jesse was made to be a king. He was born as a king. The father of David as a star of a king, because from the book of Ruth, ẹni tí Ruth fẹ́ tó ní ọrọ̀ Tony or Tony Boro Ilu was a father of the grandfather of Jesse. That's the father of David. Baba Ton Buasi, Tony or Onla lady. And it to be any Baba Jesse to get Baba David. So from the origin, they are blessed and multiply and they have spirit of wealth in their blood. And to be a king from day one to the end, then that thing continues because all their grandfathers has gone beyond the destiny of a slave now to surpass the star. Then that is why that interests David to become like that. But Saul was stopped because of that. The destiny origin could not go far beyond that level. He wished to go far beyond that level, but he could not reach that level. And the prophet of God finished the man because he knew that he wore. No go area. Leave him alone. It's between me and him, not you. That's the reality for everybody to know. So when you are praying, you need a lot of prayer to be rescued from the battle of a destiny that fights your destiny, because there's a battle of it that fights destiny. That's what happened to this Saul. As long David began to grow in his kingdom, then the sword power began to demolish and it began to weak. His family is as old, was beginning to come down weak and weak every day. Not to stop until that family is over for them. Now, let me now give an example. There was a man that died some few days ago, some weeks ago. In his family, he was only one that rose above the level and the origin of that family. But the mother indirectly helped him a lot in order for his son to grow beyond that level of the origin of that family. Now, you must become a star and a nation before I die. Then the mother moved to one place to another, one corner of the world to another, to make sure that man succeed. But when the mother died, the same day the mother died, the same man, a year after, the same day the man died. Because the mother made sure that this in our family, we must go beyond this level. Your destiny must go beyond this level, no matter what they want to. I don't mind sacrifice everything. But when he died, he has to follow a year after. Then he died the same day he buried his mother. That is a spiritual matter between that. Now, let's look at it in the reality of life now between me and you. It's your destiny. Go far beyond the level of your forefathers. That means you enjoy the grace and the mercy of God. That means you overcome the battle of a destiny. The battle between destiny. But if your destiny could not rise beyond that, that means your destiny died in the battle. You could not rise anymore. Am I talking now? You understand the language? That is why you need to tell your children, your family, to be very prayerful, to attend prayers in order for their destiny to go beyond the level of their forefathers and their fathers. But none of you understand the meaning. What made David rise and his destiny begin to rise and begin to stronger every day, every year, every time, and from generation to generation, from children to another children, from one place to another, from Solomon to Jeroboam, from Rehoboam to Josaphat, from there to Joshua. It was continuing like that from there to Hezekiah, because the father fought a battle of a destiny. Then they rise beyond the level. So let's start by telling yourself, what is happening to my destiny? The reason your destiny is facing a lot of challenges is because there's a battle in your family from the origin. Why this one will go beyond the level of the destiny that we decide concerning the children in that family? Why want to go far beyond this level? It cannot possible. Then they try every day to draw you down and drag you down and drag you to the gutter, drag you to the dungeon. because they don't want it to happen. That is why you enter a marriage that finish your destiny and your glory. It's not ordinary. If they tell you, you will not listen. If they beat you, you will not listen. If they flog you, you will not listen until you perish with that destiny and battle. But that time, your eyes will open. And that is why during the battle of a destiny, something's happened. You might be trying to marry at the age of 25, 27 years. If that destiny is still fighting the battle, there's a battle over the war between the destiny. It will not happen. When you are 30, it won't work. Not because God is wicked. Not that God will answer your prayer. There is a battle tracking between you and the foundation of your family and your destiny. 35, it will work easily. But when you begin to listen to the voice of people that they are condemning that you to marry today, I'm 32, I'm 34, I'm 35, then you will lose the battle. Then the battle, you overcome your destiny. Then you enter the trap of that marriage. You begin to cry from your 40 to 45 years, from 50 to 60 years. Then the hand of your era will be like empty life. Now, what happened to us today? That is why too many people. Let me take to the Bible because of our time, because I'm watching time. There is something in the Bible about something I will tell you today. Then the servant of Abraham went far to look for wife for Isaac. Then he forgot that what happened to his father, that his father came from a family that worship idol. And that idol made a covenant with Abraham, with our forefathers, that you will not be a nation. You will never rule the world. But God told Abraham, if you're out of this family, I will make you a nation. I will make you rule the world. Then Abraham obeyed God and stayed away and run from the family. Then God told him, look at the sky. Your children will multiply, will come to you, will become a nation. They will know all over the world. But one thing, you won't have children easily because of the battle of a destiny between you and your destiny and the part of the family. But Abraham, give to the promise of God. If I get old, I will not stop. I will fight the battle. Then he continued to grow in Christ, in power and in prayer and in faith to God until he had the covenant child. Then that Isaac had the same experience. Then the servant forgot that God told him that the father of this man, he fought a battle of a destiny. Then he went somewhere and said, any woman that fetch me water, that drink this one, my journey will be the wife of my boss son. But he forgot that there's a covenant, there's a destiny, there's a family battle that is wrestled with the destiny of Isaac. He brought Rebekah to this man to marry. The Isaac could not go against him because he believed in the man that is loyal to his father. That is why he could not reject Rebekah. Isaac don't love Rebekah. He never liked Rebekah in the first place. But he obeyed the man because he's loyal to Abraham, his father. That is why he married Rebekah. That Rebekah knew this man don't love me. That is why when he had the son from the womb, two of them was fighting from the womb of their mother. Why you don't love a woman in the beginning, one of children will not love you. Why you don't love a woman, one of the children will stand up against you in the future. Because that blood will speak in his life. Why you don't love a man, one of his children you have for that man will hate, will misbehave to you in the future, whether you like it or not. That is why when the two of them was growing up, as a man to man, Isaac don't talk to Jacob. He talked to Esau every day. Then the mother took Jacob. This is my home. This is my home. This is my blood. This is my flesh. Then when the man gets old, Rebekah told him, I will make you a fool. I will tell you, since you don't love me in the beginning of your life, I will make your head miserable by turning your son, the one you love, to be the slave for the loved one I love. Then he called Jacob. Your father want to transfer the weight, the birthright, the authority, the future, the pillar into the hand of a son for Esau. But I will go against it. Come here. I will help you to get what you want. Immediately he manipulate and maneuver Isaac. Something happened. When Jacob, as he was trying to bless Jacob, he felt that this thing in this body was an ordinary one. It's not the body of Esau I knew that I carry from the 1 month to 2 months. This face I cannot see, but this face shows that this is not Esau. But he's old. He has no strength to fight his wife, to fight the children, to fight Jacob. He know this woman will strangle him to death. Then he has to be gentle and please the woman. And he said, this is a voice of Jacob, but the body of Esau, which I knew, but I will transfer that into your body. That is why so many people, when you don't love a man in the beginning of your life, one of his children will misbehave because blood control them. Blood control them. That is why it's good for a prayer to be very prayerful. When you are praying, your prayer will work in their life. Then you will stop that thing. But if you don't pray, I'm telling you, it happens in the future. That is why when Jacob received everything, he does not look at his father's face. He make a U-turn and he go back to the mother. And the mother hug him. You are my son. You understand me very well. Esau came back with everything. The mother saw him. It's already late for you. Go and meet your father. That is made for everybody to know. Then I will continue. Then let me use 3 minutes, but because of time, 3 minutes to understand the message. That is a part of a destiny. That is what happened to Saul and David. Samuel don't love Saul from the beginning. But Samuel pretend because he has to obey God. Am I talking? That is why when God told Samuel, you go to Joseph's family and make a king among them. Samuel could not. He rushed to that place because he has heard the voice of that family, a Jesse family, that they are blessed by God. They that love begin to develop. He rushed with that storm. Then they told him, this all the son of Jesse. He said the remaining one is in the bush wilderness. And he said, I will wait for him. And he sat down and waited for him. When he went to Saul, he could not wait for Saul. That is why between you and your friend, if your friend does something great and everything is working for your friend, that's a destiny in her. Don't be angry because of that. He was born like that, and the destiny is working like that. Am I talking here? Between the husband and wife, it happens. So wife will have a great destiny. The love will be there. The covenant of God will be there. The strength and the power that carry that destiny will be working in her body. Then he might be stronger than the husband's destiny. The day you begin to fight that destiny, that you cannot overshadow me, you cannot pull me down, that is the day two of you will end up to become an enemy. That's what makes Saul and David to become an enemy. Because Saul discovered that this young guy, the day he killed the Goliath, he knew is that his power and destiny will overshadow and finish his destiny. If you see different women, different ladies, you see the way they use their life. Some of them, few of them, will jump their luck easily with everything they do. The song will not work. That is why. That's what we call the battle between destiny, between the husband and wife, between the same children in the family, between the same wife and the husband, between the same friend, colleagues in the office, and everywhere the same way. That is our problem today. Some destiny we began to weak and weaker, while the other will become strong and strong. It depends on the purpose why he was born. If the purpose was born, was stronger than you. And there's love between heart of God to that person. That is mercy working and grace working. It will surpass you. Not that you are not doing fine, or not that God don't like you. Strengthening strong than each other. I will not deceive you. Ayama o jura wọn lọ. Ayama o lágbára jura wọn lọ. That is why when they change some people's destiny, you will see them. Everything they do when they are talking, the way they talk, we impress people who are billionaire, but they don't reach like the same billionaire. When they are told that do something, they say, "Wow, how could the worry she about man sorrow man can bella rather to you." They knew that is why they make that destiny weak and weaker. But the one that they touch his destiny, go after what that one had inside of him. That's the differences. So now, let all the men, the same children, the same family, be very careful when you begin to fight a destiny of someone that close to you. Sometimes you must surpass that destiny if some people back you up and support you. But the day God turned against you, your destiny will landed in the gutter. Then that one will rise above you later. So Saul destiny was made temporary, and Samuel don't like him. That is why Samuel finished him before God finished him. But when you come to David, Samuel was happy and pleased and sat down. And when he want to make a Saul a king, Samuel did not look for the horn of a cow, the horn of a tiger. But he looked for an ordinary bottle that we broke within 1 hour. And another Saul the king. Masa Yeloba, Olori Eru, Oluwa ni mo gbo o, Masa se foluwa, ke mo so mi lenu. E sa gbo ba yin, e so di tele foba. Dagan. Mo mo pe o ni pe. When you go to David, he went down and prepared a sacrifice. He killed a ram. Ó futura surari, ó rí sórígun mẹ́rin àgbáyé, ó rí sí méjì, ó wá gbé ìwo ẹṣin jáde, ó gbé sókè, ó jí sókè, ó rán àṣẹ látòkè, ó wá dé òróró lórí pé èyí ni ìran rẹ̀ yóò máa jọba kò ní kúrò. That is best for everybody this morning. I will continue, but before that, let me just tell you. Let me speak in Yoruba. Ayọ̀mọ́, ó lè jura wọn lọ. Ayọ̀mọ́, a máa tẹ̀lé ara wọn bá jura wọn lọ. Ayọ̀mọ́, a máa gbé kan mi fún kan. Àṣírí wà lọ́wọ́ Olódùmarè, kò sí lọ́wọ́ ènìyàn. Torí rẹ̀, tí ogun ìdílé tàbí ìpìlẹ̀ ìdílé tó bá ń pààyàn mí ènìyàn jà, ó ṣeé ṣe tí ò bá múra kórí àánú àtúrò fẹ́ gbà, àyànmọ́ yẹn máa padà sùn, ó dẹ̀ máa rẹ̀, kò dẹ̀ ní kọjá bí tí ìrọ̀ rẹ̀ ń kọjá. Ọjọ́ tó bá ti dágbára táwọn ìmọ̀ rẹ̀ lágbára torí àánú gbà, yóò wá kọjá bí tí ìrọ̀ rẹ̀ ti dúró láti ran bàbá ìran kẹrin dé ìran kẹfà. Ẹ wá kíyèsí dáadáa. Ìran àtàyẹ̀mọ́ Sólómọ́nì ó gbé ti bàbá tó bí nínú mi yẹ Dáfídì. Dáfídì lórí ìtẹ́ láyé nígbà tó dágbó tí ò tí ì kú, ó dẹ̀ mi rí pé kí Olúwa kí ilé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mi, èmi mo fẹ́ kọ́lé fún ọ, olẹ́jẹ̀ pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi pé mi ò ní kọ́. Ọmọ kékeré jòjòló tí mo gbà ya rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ọkùnrin mi, tí mo sì pa ẹni yẹ kó ta rẹ̀ jáde, òun ló tún wá tara arábìnrin jáde, ó sì wá gbé ògo orílẹ̀-èdè wa gbélé lọ́wọ́, àwọn ẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀ gan ò dẹ̀ fi wọ́n sílẹ̀. Olúwadé orúkọ tèmi sọ lọ́jọ́ tí mo bí sóhun mọ́, òun náà ni Jedidiah. Kí ni túmọ̀ Jedidiah? Go and find the Bible, go and look at the Bible. Torí ẹ̀, kò ní bàjẹ́ fún mi o, kò ní burú fún mi láyé, èrò tọ́lọ́run ní sí mi, èrè rere ni yóò mú ṣẹ, àtúbọ̀tán mi á dára. Dádì wo ọmọ tó bí yẹn o, táyàn ọmọ rẹ̀ bá léjú tirẹ̀ lọ, ò ní dìde títí ó fi bí o, ògo rẹ̀ ló fi dìde lọ́la. Sí mo sọ̀rọ̀ ṣe kẹ́tì ọ̀dà answer mi. Mo mọ ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run kan tí a jọ ń gbàdúrà ní tìgbà kan rí. Ní gbogbo ìgbà ni má sọ fún wọn wípé àkọ́bí ọmọ yìí ni yóò gbé ọ dìde. Torí àyànmọ́ rẹ̀ ogún ìdílé ò jẹ́ kó dìde o. Ó ti rẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ká sínú òjò. Ṣùgbọ́n ọmọ eléyìí ni yóò gba àyànmọ́ rẹ̀ dìde lọ́la. Lẹ́yìn ọdún mẹ́ta o, ọmọ yìí lọ sí ìlú òyìnbó. Lẹ́yìn ọdún kẹta o, ó mú bàbá rẹ̀ ní físà kó wá sí London o. Bàbá rẹ̀ dé chọ́ọ̀chì tọmọ yìí lọ. Pásítọ̀ yẹn lẹ́kì bàbá rẹ̀. Ó ní ẹ wá ṣe pásítọ̀ kẹ́ bá mi kọ́ àwọn ọmọ ìjọ. Àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ rán bàbá yìí padà. Lẹ́yìn 20 years in the ministry, ayé rẹ̀ ò kúrò lójú kan. Kò ní bàjẹ́ fún mi o. Kò ní burú fún mi láyé. Èrò tó Ọlọ́run ní sí mi. Èrè rere ni yóò múṣẹ́. Àtúbọ̀tán mi á dára. Àyànmọ́ ọmọ mi tàbí ní ìdílé o. Ó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú àyànmọ́ bàbá àti ìyá rẹ̀ láyé. Nínú àyànmọ́ bàbá rẹ̀ lògo rẹ̀ yóò ti dìde. Torí àyànmọ́ wọnú ara wọn. Kò ní bàjẹ́ fún mi o. Kò ní burú fún mi láyé. Èrò tó Ọlọ́run ní sí mi. Èrè rere ni yóò múṣẹ́. Àtúbọ̀tán mi á dára. Bí àyànmọ́ bàbá tí ó bá ti dìde kíákíá. Tógùndílé ti gbé àyànmọ́ mi. Aláàánú ọmọ kan nínú rẹ̀ lọ́lọ́run yóò gbé jáde. Ó ní yóò ṣe àtìpó amọ̀nà ògo. Àti àyànmọ́ bàbá rẹ̀ láyé. Ṣùgbọ́n tí bàbá yìí kò bá gbàdúrà. Nígbà tó yẹ kó ọmọ gbèdìde ní kú máa pa o. Kò ní bàjẹ́ fún mi màmá o. Kò ní burú fún mi láyé. Èrò tó Ọlọ́run ní sí mi. Èrè rere ni yóò múṣẹ́. Dáfídì bí ọkùnrin 9 ní ìgbàanì ní ìlú ọba ilẹ̀ Hebroni. Ó bí obìnrin 5 ní ibẹ̀ o. Ṣùgbọ́n kò bí Solomoni rárá. Lẹ́yìn 25 years Solomoni jáde láti gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ. Ẹgbẹ́ 9 ló ń bẹ níwájú rẹ̀. Wọn ò jọba. Wọ́n sá eré bí ènìyàn, wọn ò jọba. Ìyá gbogbo wọn ló sá eré, wọn ò jọba. Ìyàwó tí a gbà lọ́wọ́ ọkùnrin kan lọ́mọ rẹ̀ wá jọba o. Àwọn àbí Dáfídì léèrè. Èsè tí wọ́n yí àdéhùn Ọlọ́run padà. Ó ní ẹ lọ bí Ọlọ́run léèrè. Àyànmọ́ Solomoni ju ti gbèmígà bàbá rẹ̀ lọ. Kò ní bàjẹ́ fún mi o. Kò ní burú fún mi láyé. Èrò tó Ọlọ́run ní sí mi. Dìde dúró, èrè rere ni yóò mú ṣẹ. Stand up. Àtúbọ̀tán mi á dára. Mo bẹ̀ ọmọ Ọlọ́run ní gbogbo ènìyàn. Kíyèsí àyànmọ́ rẹ o. Àyànmọ́ ìyàwó rẹ ó lè ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú tirẹ̀. Kò dé nìyàn ńlá tó bá yá o. Ṣùgbọ́n bó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní bínú àyànmọ́ ìyàwó rẹ o. Ìgbà náà ló padà dẹrú kó tó kú. Kò ní bàjẹ́ fún mi o. Kò ní burú fún mi láyé. Èrò tó Ọlọ́run ní sí mi. Èrè rere ni yóò múṣẹ́. Àtúbọ̀tán mi á dára. Àyànmọ́ ìyàwó rẹ lè dìde bí torílẹ̀-èdè. Ọlọ́run lè fi ọ ṣe àtúmọ̀ ayé rẹ o. Kádàrá àyànmọ́ rẹ ló ṣàwárí rẹ o. Ṣùgbọ́n má ṣe bínú ìrìn àjò àyànmọ́ rárá o. Àyànmọ́ Táyé yàtọ̀ sí ti Káyìndé rárá. Àyànmọ́ Alábá yàtọ̀ sí ti Ìdòwú o. Torí rẹ̀ kàgbé jẹ́ fórí o. Kíyèsí o. Ìràwọ̀ omi ó yàtọ̀ sí ìràwọ̀ ilẹ̀. Ìràwọ̀ oòrùn yàtọ̀ sí ti òru ọ̀gànjọ́. Ìràwọ̀ òwúrọ̀ yàtọ̀ sí ti alẹ́ o. Òṣùpá yọ lóru ọ̀gànjọ́ alẹ́ ni. Òru yọ ní ọ̀sán gangan o. Ìràwọ̀ yọ ní àsìkò tirẹ̀. Ìràwọ̀ omi àti iná wọn ò lè ṣe pọ̀. Àyànmọ́ omi àti iná wọn ò lè ṣe pọ̀. Torí rẹ̀ kíyèsí. Àyànmọ́ omi kò lè bá àyànmọ́ iná ṣe pọ̀. Torí rẹ̀ kíyèsí. Wò bó bá bu yẹ̀pẹ̀ sínú rẹ̀ sí kò lè ṣèjẹ rárá. Báni ìrìn àjò tó rìn nínú ìgbéyàwó o. Torí rẹ̀ láyé rẹ̀ ò ṣe nítumọ̀ mọ́. Kò ní bàjẹ́ fún mi o. Kò ní burú fún mi láyé. Èrò tó Ọlọ́run ní sí mi. Èrè rere ni yóò mú ṣẹ. Àtúbọ̀tán mi á dára. Má bínú àyànmọ́ o. Má bínú àyànmọ́ ẹnikẹ́ni mọ́. Má bínú àyànmọ́ o. fi oníkálukú lẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àyànmọ́ tirẹ̀. Má gbógun ti àyànmọ́ ẹni mọ́ o. Àyànmọ́ tọ̀tọ̀ láyàn nílé ayé. Má má bínú àyànmọ́ o. Kó má bàa kábàámọ̀ lọ sí ọ̀run. Sọ́ọ̀lù ó bínú àyànmọ́ Dáfídì. Ó rò wípé Sámúẹ́lì fẹ́ràn Dáfídì. Ó wá gbógun ti Dáfídì títí kò dẹ̀yìn. Ó lọ jagun tí kò yẹ kó jà. Ó mú Jonathan àkọ́bí ọmọ ológo dání. Jonathan ọmọ ológo ni. Sọ́ọ̀lù ló kó bá ọmọ rẹ̀ ọmọ ológo. Torí ọ̀rẹ́ Dáfídì tímọ́tímọ́ ni. Ó wá pè Jonathan. Ògo Dáfídì máa gbé tí ẹ mi. Ó yá tẹ̀lé mi ká lọ jagun pọ̀. Ó mú lọ sórókè Gíbúà nínú Bíbélì. Ibẹ̀ ni Sọ́ọ̀lù àti Jonathan ọmọ ológo kú sí. Dáfídì sọkún nítorí Jonathan o. Torí ọ̀rẹ́ tímọ́tímọ́ ọmọ ológo ni o. Ọmọ ológo ìdílé wa kú láì tọ́jọ́. Ibẹ̀ ni ìran Sọ́ọ̀lù àti ilé rẹ̀ parí sí. Èyí tó kù nínú ọmọ rẹ̀ kò ní bòbí ìyẹn arọ tí kò lè rìn. Wọ́n wá gbé lọ sí odi ìlú lẹ́yìn orí ìtẹ́ ọdún díẹ̀. Ó gba àdúrà wípé Olúwa wò mí níṣe. Ọlọ́run wò mí o, ìyà tí ń jẹ mí ti pẹ́. Bàbá mi jọba ní ìgbà kan rí. Kí ló dé tá mo pẹ́ sínú odi ìlú? Kò sáláàánú, kò sólóore mọ́. Ọlọ́run wá fọkàn tọ́ Dáfídì ọba lórí ìtẹ́. Ó ní èyí nìkan bẹ̀ nílé Sọ́ọ̀lù tèmi yóò ṣe lóore o. Nítorí Jonathan tó fara rẹ̀ jì fún mi. Àwa rántí ọmọ arọ adẹ́tẹ̀. Àmúwá sí àfi Dáfídì kó bá Dáfídì jọba o. Ó sì bá jẹun, ó wá sọ di èèyàn ńlá. Àyànmọ́ kò gbógun orí ilẹ̀ lẹ́jọ́. Àyànmọ́ kò gbógun orí ilẹ̀ lẹ́jọ́. Àyànmọ́ kò gbógun. Lọ́wọ́ tún rẹ̀ sókè. Ẹ pariwo Jésù lóhùn tó lé. Ìwọ tí iye rẹ̀ ṣí. Olúwa ogun tó fẹ́ gbé àyànmọ́ mi dà. Ó yà lànà dàda sọ́dọ̀ dọ̀la. Ẹ lànà dàda. Ó tó fẹ́ gbé àyànmọ́ mi dà. Ó yà lànà dàda. Jésù Olúwa wa. Ẹ lajú. Bàbá rẹ bí o bá ṣe rógo lò tó àtàyànmọ́ rẹ bó ṣe lágbára tó. Ìgbà tó lọ fẹ́ tí ò yẹ kó fẹ́. Kíní ẹ̀mí ẹyẹ àtẹ̀mí ẹ̀mí òkùnkùn nù rẹ̀ àtẹ̀mí òkùnkùn tán gbèsè nínú. Olópadà paná àyànmọ́ oná wà lóko yá. Máa bá wa nà kó mọ́ dìde káyànmọ́ rẹ̀ máa kú.
How great your father will have been, but because he married the wrong person, that is the end of his glory.
Ìgbà tí ọmọ tó wá dìde bọ̀.
When you are rising up,
wọ́n bá ti pè é.
they now called you.
Ọmọ tó bí fún.
The child you had for him.
Àyànmọ́ tiẹ̀ tún dégé tí bàbá ẹ̀ lọ.
He has a bright glory.
Ó dẹ̀ mọ́ tá a sọ lọ́jọ́ kìíní àná.
Do you know what we said?
Ó yá gba ṣẹṣẹ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀.
We have continued job over him.
Ọmọ ìyá tún jagun tí bàbá ẹ̀ jà.
And he will continue fighting battle.
Torí ẹ̀ lórí ṣe máa ń bà mí fún àwọn Ọlọ́run.
That is why I do scare because of the people of God.
Múra ṣàdúrà láti kékeré.
Better be prayerful right from onset.
Má dàgbà kó tó gbàdúrà.
Don't get old while you pray.
Mo fẹ́ gbàdúrà kejì.
You want to pray the second one?
Kẹ́tọ́ pé máìkì fún mọ́ mi. Pariwo Jésù.
Shout Jesus.
Lọ́wọ́ tún rẹ sókè.
Raise up your right hand.
Ọba tó rọ òrùn ní ọ̀sán gangan.
The God that called out sun in the.
Bí àyànmọ́ mi dìde lọ́sàn yìí.
Let my.
Àìsàn